Well, guys, another year down, another tax season is upon us. People are going to start getting W-2s, 1099s are doing their thing. Whether you work for yourself or somebody else, the reporting has begun. Many of you have seen the new report of the IRS Guidelines from the 2021 publication 17. Now, no one has ever accused the IRS of doing anything that makes sense. What the IRS is known for, and will continue to do until something is done about it, because taxation is theft, is they will find and create new ways through politicians to steal as much taxes from you and I as the politicians will allow them to get away with. Their latest way of doing this is, and I'm going to make 2 points of this, it does two things as far as asking Americans to report stolen property and any kind of profit they might make off of stolen property. You go steal a bunch of TVs from Walmart during a riot, please report the profits that you make off of those when you sell them out of the back of a trunk. When you steal a bunch of guns out of someone's house that you've broken into, all crimes by the way, please report to the U.S. government whatever profits you make out of a trunk in downtown Chicago when you're selling those guns illegally. We would like for you to please claim that so that we know what to tax you on. I don't have problems with this necessarily because they're not going to receive a penny of anything, so the IRS isn't going to receive anything out of this. But I take issue with the way this is done. First of all, this is being done to normalize criminals, to normalize criminal activity, to make criminal activity look like it's just another job. They've already normalized breaking into businesses during riots. They're saying that that's part of a protest, that those people had their First Amendment right to protest, and that's just part of it. They're simply protesting, and that's their method of doing so. So they're already trying to normalize thievery as it is. And there's some other things that they actually mention in here too. Gambling. They want people to claim their gambling profits. I guess if you're rolling dice on the back street somewhere, you need to make those claims too. But again, my point is, there's never been a secret that certain people, and I don't want to say just on the left, because people on the right are just as guilty of going along with these people that are wackos on the left trying to normalize things that are not normal. There's a lot of it that's happened here lately, but this is just another in a long line of it. And again, Republicans don't necessarily step in the way to try to stop those things. It may be initiated by the left, but it's certainly condoned by the right whenever it actually comes to an actual law. So until the right steps in to end some of this, they're part of the problem too. But the goal has been for quite some time now to normalize illegal activity, because the more people that you have voting for you that you did something for, in other words, I'm now going to make it not a crime to break into people's cars. You see San Francisco out there, these people are emptying their cars out to leave them on the street because people are breaking into them. Well, I mean, it's being allowed. The mayors, city council, and a lot of these big cities, they are Democrat-run cities. You can't run from that. But these Democrat-run cities are saying flat out that we're defunding the police and that we are not going to do anything to combat crime. In other words, this crime, this crime, this crime are ones that we're no longer going to pursue. That's normalizing criminal activity. I don't care how you put it. If you are telling me that you are no longer going to pursue the people who are performing illegal activity at whatever level it is, the criminal code of the United States is the criminal code of the United States, and at the local level, you have your different laws also. If you're admitting that you're no longer going to follow that, then you're admitting that you're willing to accept a certain level of criminal activity, which means you are normalizing it. And that's part of the problem. Now we're taking all these weird things. I'm going to say this, and I don't care who gets mad at me and who unfollows me now, just like the transgender thing. Now we're normalizing grown men with, let's be honest here, they got Franks and Beans. We're normalizing them beating little girls in swim meets by 40 seconds. That's okay. They're doing this because it's a political agenda that they're trying to accomplish, and that's how this takes place. Now, how does this tie into guns? Why am I talking about the IRS wanting to claim thievery and things that you steal with the IRS? Let me explain that to you. Let me explain why that's so important. People that continue to attack the Second Amendment, trying to implement, create, and push through new gun laws. in the name of gun safety, which is a complete and total lie because there's nothing that they've ever done that actually contributes to true safety regarding firearms. It's simply banning a firearm. But by trying to implement newer laws constantly, we need a new gun law for this. Oh, somebody got shot over here. We need a new gun law. No one ever talks about it. You see, I wrote a book over there. Anybody that really wants to read about why we have rampage killings, read the book, How to Make a Monster. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about the dirty underbelly of how things actually happen, the true root cause of some things like this. They want to ban guns because it's easier, it's lazy, and they know that the killings will continue, which they make money off of. Lobbyists make a lot of money off of killings. Politicians make a lot of money off of killings. As long as those things don't go away, these people still make a lot of money. They don't want these things to go away. They never have. So by looking at the IRS saying, hey guys, if you don't mind, please report anything that you stole and made a profit off of, do this. That's equivalent and exactly like the mentality that anti-gun movement has as far as saying, we're going to implement a new gun law and that's going to make somebody want to stop killing somebody else. That's the same kind of idiocracy that we're dealing with. Let's look at some of the laws in the U.S. Code right here. This is a perfect example. Possession of a firearm or ammunition by a prohibited person, punishable by up to 10 years imprisonment, may receive minimum sentence of 15 years without parole if offender has 3 or more, blah, 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 blah. Elements: possession or receipt of a firearm or ammunition by a subject who falls within one of the following categories. Felon. Additionally, persons awaiting trial on felony charges are prohibited from receiving firearms. Who is the vast majority of people out there that are brandishing, using, implementing firearms in crimes? Criminals, by the very definition. Do you honestly think a drug dealer wakes up in the morning and says, all right, time to go peddle some drugs. I'm going to go sling that dope. Oh, man, better not grab my gun. I don't want an additional charge put on me. This is my point about the IRS putting stuff out like this. The federal government cannot run a lemonade stand without bankrupting the entire block in the process.
Let's go, Brandon.